Hi everyone and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And today we're on part 2 of our time travel comic strip. And the main character is Ting Ting. She doesn't feel like she's learning too much at school, and her dad thinks she has a bad attitude about this kind of thing.
Right, and her dad is experimenting with time machines. He makes one and disappears.
So Ting Ting's looking around the house like, Dad? Where's Dad? She goes down into the basement where he experiments and finds, oh, he's gone. He disappeared with one of the time machines. Luckily, he made 2. Ting Ting takes the other one, starts pressing the buttons.
Right, she tries to make it work so she can find her dad.
Exactly, that's what she's doing. She's off to find her dad. But it won't work, so she goes, bang, bang, bang on the table and
she disappears.
Where will she go?
Will she find her dad?
Let's find out in part 2 of this exciting story.
Reading. A trip through time. Ting Ting starts her time travel adventure. Ting Ting appears in a cloud of smoke. She's standing on a small hill in field.
Whoa! Where am I? There's a settlement. I assume people live there.
Ting Ting enters the village. An elderly woman grabs Ting Ting and pulls her into a large tent. Ting Ting sits down and sees a Western man opposite her.
You're like me.
Huh?
You time traveled. I can tell from your clothes.
Where are we? And who are you?
I'm Gord. We're in Canada in the year 1472. I'm researching my town's history, so I time traveled back here. Why are you here?
I'm searching for my dad. He time traveled and went missing.
Maybe I can help you, if you can assist me.
What do you mean?
My time machine broke when I landed. I know how to use time machines.
Okay.
I'll help you find your dad if you can get me back to the 21st century.
Okay, deal.
Great! What's your name?
Ting Ting. What's this?
It's pemmican, which is dried buffalo meat with berries.
Ugh, disgusting.
We're staying with a Mohawk tribe. The Mohawk are one of the native peoples of Canada. They use buffalo to make many things, such as clothes. Even the needles used to sew the clothes are made from buffalo bones.
Ting Ting gets out her time machine. Ting Ting and Gord stand holding the time machine together. Ting Ting's finger is on the button.
Okay, enough of your history lessons. We need to find my dad.
Bang! Ting Ting and Gord disappear in a cloud of smoke.
Okay, so we can see in the comic strip in the article that things are very different. Ting Ting appears in a cloud of smoke, just like she disappeared. Poof, there she is. And we see she's standing on a small hill in a field.
OK, 所以昨天呢，我们看到她是在一阵烟雾当中消失。今天Ting Ting在一阵烟雾当中出现，她站在田野中的一个小山丘上。然后Ting Ting跟 Thought Bubble 又出现了哈。Ting Ting说：“哇 ，Where am I？”
Which is pretty much the first thing you're going to ask. Like, but if you're time traveling, you might also want to ask, when am I?
Right, 我们在什么时代，对不对？
Yeah, where and when has she traveled to in time? We see in the next thought bubble, as she sees something, there's a settlement. A settlement is a place where people who maybe have used to move around, they've stayed in one place and they're going to live there for a long time. It's related to the word settle, the verb. We're going to stay here, we're going to live in this place. Phrasal verb, we're going to settle down, and to do that you build a bunch of houses that stay in one place, and that group of houses and other things, maybe a road or two, that is your settlement.
settle 这个动词呢，代表永久的定居。那字尾我们加上 ment 跟动词连用，可以把它变成一个名词哦，表示该动作的名词或者是动作所造成的结果。所以呢 settlement 这个名词指的是聚落或是定居的地方。
Yeah, it could be a small village, it could be a larger town, it could be anything like that, really. So Ting Ting is still thinking, looking at these maybe buildings, huts, tents, whatever we can see, and she thinks to herself, I assume people live there. To assume something is to make a guess without complete 100% evidence. You look at what you can and you make a judgment before you have all the 100% proof, the clear facts. So yeah, you see houses, you see tents or whatever, and you go, okay, it's a pretty good guess that people live there. She doesn't know for sure. She might go down and find it's empty, but she assumes that people live in these little houses or whatever. We see then that another example sentence here, Tom's having a party on Friday night. I assume you'll be there.Assume
这个动词呢，代表的是假设、假定。Assume that 后面加上子句，那就是假设、假定某事会发生。那再来呢，它的名词叫做 assumption。Make an assumption 那就是做假设、臆测。Make a wrong assumption 那就是做错误的假设跟臆测。
So we then see in the article, Ting Ting enters the village. So now we know this settlement is a village. It's not a big city. It's a small place with just a few houses or, as we're going to see, tents.
没错，所以这是一个村落。然后呢，课文说到啊 ，an elderly woman grabs Ting Ting and pulls her into a large tent. 有一位年长的妇人把婷婷抓到一个大型的帐篷内。
Interesting. Maybe a little scary. Who is this elderly or old woman? Why is she pulling Ting Ting into this tent?
What is she going to do to Ting Ting?
Right. Well, what we see is that Ting Ting sits down in the tent and sees a Western man opposite her. So, of course, Ting Ting I think she's Taiwanese, but here is a Western guy, a white person like me.
What is his name?
We're not sure yet. We have to wait and see if they introduce themselves.
OK， 所以婷婷坐下来之后，看到对面有一个西方人，这个人就说 "You are like me."
You're like me.
你就像我一样。What does that mean?
What does it mean? Well, maybe he's wearing modern clothes. That might be a clue. Ting Ting isn't quite sure what's going on. She says, "Huh?"
好，你说什么？然后这个男生说啊 "You time traveled."
Oh, okay. Well, if he knows about that, maybe he has traveled through time as well. But he adds, I can tell from your clothes. Of course, if Elsie or I went back 500 years, people would look at our clothes and think, what are you wearing? What's going on? And they would think, a woman wearing trousers? That's very strange.
OK， 所以这个男人说呢，我可以从你的衣服上面判断出。
Right. They would be modern clothes she's wearing.
对，那婷婷就说了 Where are we and who are you?
Okay, good question. The man now introduces himself and says, I'm Gord. Gord is usually short for Gordon. I'm Gord. We're in Canada in the year 1472. Huh, okay, so they've gone back about 550 years. And now they're in Canada.
所以这个男人呢，终于介绍他自己啦。他说 I'm Gord， 然后他接下来又说 I'm researching my town's history, so I time traveled back here. 这个年代是1472年。
Okay, so he's maybe some kind of student or maybe even a professor. He wants to find out about the history of his town, so he's probably from Canada. He's traveling back in time to research the area. Here we're using research as a verb, and it just means to find out facts about something. Find out more information, either by reading books of all the facts that people already know, so that now you know them, or doing something new to find out a few more facts and check out what you might already know.
所以呢 research 代表的是研究调查，那 Gord 就说我在研究我家乡也就是 Canada 的历史，所以我时光旅行回到这儿。
So that's him, and then he asks Ting, why are you here?
那你为什么在这里呢？ And then Ting says, I'm searching for my dad. He time traveled and went missing.
This phrase, go missing, we use it in the past tense, went missing, means to disappear and never come back.
Go missing 代表的是失踪不见，所以我们可以说啊 The little boy who went missing 10 years ago was found by the police last night. 代表10年前失踪的男孩在昨天晚上被警方找到了。那听听这边呢，他在跟对方聊天，然后就介绍说我其实在找我的爸爸，他时光旅行之后就失踪了。
So Gord says, maybe I can help you if you can assist me. And you can guess from the context of how he says that, assist means to help, to do something that makes my life easier. I help you, you help me. I assist you, you assist me. In a kind of idiom, we could say, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, that kind of thing. So it just means to help. Here's an example. The boss hired someone to assist him in managing his busy schedule.Assist
这个动词呢，就是帮助、协助。Assist somebody in doing something， 那就是帮助某人做某事。所以例句刚刚讲的是呢，老板雇佣他来帮忙管理忙碌的行程。那这个呢，我们就可以说他变成老板的帮手、助手、助理，那就是 assistant。那 Gord 这边就讲了，如果你可以协助我，我或许可以帮助你。
Strange kind of offer. Ting says,What do you mean? What do you want me to do?
Right, 你这是什么意思呢？然后 Gord 接着说啊 My time machine broke when I landed. I know how to use time machines.
Okay.
我的时光机呢，在我降落的时候坏了。那我是知道怎么样使用时光机的哦。
So he got back in time, but he can't go back to where he belongs.
Right.
He's stuck there. But now there's Ting, and she says,Okay, maybe she's not quite understanding the deal here.
然后 Gord 接着说 I'll help you find your dad if you can get me back to the 21st century.
Okay, that seems fair enough. I'll help you if you get me home.
对，如果你助我一臂之力，让我回到21世纪，我就帮你找爸爸。
Right, and Ting thinks, all right, seems fair. I could use some help. Maybe he knows more about where we are and what's going on. So she says, okay, deal.Meaning, yes, I agree.
And Gord says, Great, what's your name?
And of course, she just says, Ting.
And then Ting says, What's this?
So they're looking at some kind of food here. She wants something to eat. Remember, yesterday, she didn't get dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And Gord tells her what they're going to eat. He says it's pemmican, which is dried buffalo meat with berries.Okay. Sounds interesting. So, what is a buffalo? Well, what we're talking about is a large cow-like animal. Now, there's a bit of a scientific kind of mistake in what people in the US and Canada say. They have these animals, they call them buffalo, but those animals are actually bison, B-I-S-O-N, bison.Real buffalo live in Africa and Asia. Think of water buffaloes. 水牛.
水牛.
Right, that's a real buffalo that you'd find in Taiwan. Buffalo and bison are quite similar. Buffalo have longer horns. Bison have more hair, and they have those big humps on their shoulders.
Okay.
But in the US and Canada, people say buffalo, and it's fine to say that. Everybody knows what they're talking about. For normal people, it's kind of the same. A scientist would say, that's a buffalo. What you're talking about is a bison. So let's put buffalo in an example sentence. 3 water buffalo stood in a field and watched cars pass by on the road.
Buffalo 代表的是水牛或是北美野牛，那刚刚 Patty 有说，它们正确的名字其实叫做 bison. So, pemmican is dried buffalo meat with berries.
That's right. And berries, of course, this covers many kinds of fruit, usually quite small and round. They grow on bushes. Some have seeds. Some tend to be sweet, but you can get sour ones as well. Cranberries are sour. But then you think of raspberry, strawberry, which isn't round, but it's still a berry. Blackberries and blueberries, they're pretty common types of berries. So you find them out in the wild, and in fact, in the US and Canada, people can just go and pick them. My mum and dad, they have strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries that grow in their garden. So she uses them to just make jam or eat. Here's another example sentence. I like to put berries on my pancakes.Berry
代表是莓果、浆果。那我们刚刚已经听到了好多不同种类的 berries。那 pemmican 这个东西呢，简单来说，它叫做肉米饼，是加拿大的一种传统美食哦。那也是呢，北美原住民重要的食物，通常就是用野牛或是驼鹿肉加上 berries 莓果干所制成的。
Okay, now maybe you think that seems nice, but Ting Ting says, ugh, disgusting.Disgusting, of course, means it's unpleasant. Something about its appearance or often its smell is just not nice. Kind of makes you want to throw up.
So it's gross. It's disgusting. 恶心令人讨厌的。所以听听不喜欢这个 pemmican.
Okay, but this is what people eat. And Gord's going to tell her more about where they are. He says, we're staying with a Mohawk tribe.So a tribe is a group of people with a shared culture, usually a shared kind of part of the country they come from, their living area, and often they come from a common group of ancestors and they consider themselves all kind of part of the same big family. Often they have different speech, they talk a different language compared to other tribes. So our example sentence says,Taiwan's government recognizes 16 tribes of people who have lived on the island for thousands of years.
好了，所以呢 tribe 这个名词代表部落、部族。我们这边课文看到的是莫霍克人 Mohawk 他们是北美的原住民部族哦。
Yeah, and Gord says the Mohawk are one of the native peoples of Canada.I think there are also a few in the northeast United States as well, some tribes from there, but it's a big group of people. In Canada, they would call them the First Nations, is what they call them there. And then native people. When we use native as an adjective, we mean they come from that particular area, that particular country. So native people means they've lived there for thousands of years before anybody else came from somewhere else.And we can talk about other things as being native as well. For example, at the local market, we were able to see a lot of native arts and crafts.
Native 是形容词，代表原住民的或是本地的。本地人的。那再来呢，我们还看到它形容的 people 加了复数型的 s， 这边代表的是某国、某宗教或是种族的人民、民族哦。那莫霍克人呢，他是加拿大的一个原住民族。
So Gord keeps telling Ting Ting about the Mohawk people and says they use buffalo to make many things. Of course, bison, buffalo. They use buffalo to make many things such as clothes.Gord
这边呢，继续再告诉婷婷关于这个民族的事情，他就说了，他们用水牛制作很多的东西，像是衣服。然后呢 ，even the needles used to sew the clothes are made from buffalo bones.
Cool. Bison bones, yeah. So to sew means to make or repair things using needle, thread, and a pattern of stitches.Sew
这个动词呢，就是缝的动作。So you sew with the needle and thread. 你用针线缝东西。莫霍克人呢，用水牛来制成很多的东西，像是衣服。
Okay, so she's learned a bit, unlike her class. The kind of joke here is that she's learning in real life now instead of just learning in class, which she thought was boring. So we see Ting Ting gets out her time machine. Ting Ting and Gord stand holding the time machine together.Ting Ting's finger is on the button.
OK, 婷婷这时候拿出了时光机，然后和 Gord 站好之后，按下了按钮。
Okay, but as much as Ting Ting is learning, I don't think she's really that enthusiastic.
So Ting Ting says, OK, enough of your history lessons. We need to find my dad.
Yep, she's like, I don't want to hear all this. I want to find my dad. Still got the attitude. And then we see, bang, Ting Ting and Gord disappear in a cloud of smoke.
OK， 又是一阵烟雾之后，两个人消失了。
There we go.
This is very exciting. And we'll continue with this adventure next month.
Yeah, maybe next month or in a month or two. That's right. We'll see how it goes. But right now, let's go to our For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So yesterday's question was about where would we go to. Today's question is about when. Which time period would you like to go back to? Why would you go there?
I would like to go back to the time when I was in college.
Oh, in your own life. Okay.
I didn't have to work. I just needed to hang out with my friends. And I lived a carefree life.
Didn't you have to study?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Okay. Which historical time period would I like to go back to? I would love to see Rome in the days of the Republic, when it was one of the most powerful countries in the whole world.
Okay, so I would like to go back to college, but you would like to go back to Rome.
Yeah, I'd like to see Rome 2,000 years ago to kind of see that civilization and what it was like to live there. I think it would be fascinating.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite time periods to read about and study. So yeah, I'd like to go there just to see what it was like, to kind of learn more, to experience life, that kind of thing. I'd probably end up getting killed or made into a slave, but it would still be interesting. Maybe Gord and Ting Ting will go there at some point. We'll have to see. But that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. For English For You, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Assume. I assumed that Marvin was very rich because he always wears nice clothes. I didn't know he has little money. Assist. Hello, sir. Would you like me to assist you with those bags? They look very heavy. Buffalo. Native Americans used to hunt buffalo and would make use of every part of its body. Berry. Do you like the cake I made? It's dark chocolate with lots of red berries. Tribe. Taiwan has many original peoples, but the Amis tribe is the one with the biggest population. Native. Stephen is writing a detailed book about the traditions of the native peoples of Australia.
智慧小补帖
Research. Disgusting. So.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net